I actually was telling people about the time that I threw up outside of your car.
Threw yourself out.
Man, something needs to be thrown out in me. At least one part of my body or the whole thing.
Yeah, that was fun. You were there, Ketzel.
Or which one? Which time did he vomit? Because there was
I've heard this
twice.
No, in my car.
I've heard this story several times.
On the freeway.
You might as well just tell it.
Oh.
I don't know whose birthday it was, but it was someone's birthday.
It was Dahlia's and Sky's.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm the one who got wasted on
Our
your
combined birthday
Yeah, when we
karaoke
went to-
time.
Oh, it was the golden
zone.
monkey.
Oh,
Ugh.
TM.
My goodness.
oh, that name
I know.
kind of makes me sick.
You know what? I'm still so mad that it tastes like banana.
Golden Monkey's my favorite beer, and I will not accept this travesty. You could not handle it, and that's your fault. So we
It's
were
not
driving.
that great. It's
No,
honestly
I
not
think
great.
it was because we had been already same.
We
thing
had
with
already
your
been
Twisted Tea.
drinking.
We had already been drinking so much, and it's very high alcohol content.
It's
I think
Yeah,
I
like
also had a
mistaken.
lot of sugar. Me
and it has a
personally.
lot of sugar.
That's
maybe.
why I think it just took you
I
over
think
the
I
edge.
had a lot of
So
sugar.
it just
On the
wasn't
edge
the tea.
of vomiting. Instead
Oh
of
yeah,
on the edge
sugar
of glory.
definitely makes me like. That's
Oh, yeah.
the whole reason why I'm gonna vomit is because I had sugar at some point.
Anyway, but we were driving on the freeway. It was a nice, quiet, sobering ride back. We're just sitting there in silence. I'm in the back seat. Sky's driving, and Antonio's quiet in the passenger seat. And we're about to take the exit, and all of a sudden, from the quiet comes the sudden opening of the door, and Antonio proceeding to open the door while we're driving on the freeway and
60
vomiting.
miles an hour.
45
well,
because she was exiting
She
the
was
freeway.
lower. It was the breaking of the gentle, quiet night for me.
Yeah,
I will. Can I just say the whole reason I was probably quiet is because I probably threw up at the beginning of the drive into my mouth, and I held it in my mouth the whole way
No,
up
that's
until
what
the
you
moment.
said.
Up
That's
until that moment.
Nefarious.
That's what I remember when we told the story to Dahlia for the first time. That's what you said. You were like, I had thrown up in my mouth, so I was trying to hold it in.
I don't know
Were you
when
just-
it was, but
were
I'm
you? You were swishing it around like a fine wine.
nope.
That's disgusting.
Just my
Kelsey.
eyes closed, my mouth clenched, and just praying to God I did not like hurl in her car. And I was like, if I throw up again, I'm not gonna be able to keep it in. So I think I was about to throw up again. So I was like, you know what? It all has to go. Sorry, and it's not going in the car. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna open this door. We're gonna open this door, peek our head out, and throw up.
Hey,
Hello,
and you know
world.
what? You know what? You did a fantastic job because when we looked, there was no throw up on my car. Because I remember the next day you were like, "I gotta go look at your car."
I gotta check. I gotta double check. I'm so sorry.
But there was
I
nothing
gotta
on the
get your
car.
car detailed if I
Nothing on
threw up
the-
in it.
nothing.
Nope, not even like a little dribble. You probably drove over my vomit.
Ugh. It scared the shit out of us because it's quiet, and all of a sudden it's the whooshing of the door opening and him leaning over, and me and Scott are like, Antonio!
We were like,
just-
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. This is it.
it was one of those great moments where it's like you had to be there.
Oh, you know what else is a great moment? Disneyland.
Okay,
Checking into the
all right,
hotel.
We'll talk about-
We
we'll
are
talk
not
about that
going to go
another-
there.
We'll
but
say that for
hey,
another one because that's the moment exactly I was thinking
This-
of.
There's so much that's happened in your car, man. When that little Fiesta goes,
It goes
we all gotta. I really wanna. We might Viking funeral it.
when I
wow.
eventually get a new car.
Yeah, when you
On the way
finally
you
upgrade
die.
to that Dodge Challenger or that Mustang, whatever it is.
At the end of our 20s, we'll Viking funeral it.
Yeah, I love that little
We'll
car.
set you off to
have no
sea on
choice.
it, Sky.
You're going to have to give it up.
when I turn 30.
Welcome to your mid-20s, everybody. Throwing up outside of the car. Are you ready to start this? Are
You're
we
reading.
ready?
All right.
Okay. Hey y'all, welcome to Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. My name's Dahlia. I'm Sky.
I'm Antonio,
And I'm Ketzel.
and we're just four renowned private detectives who watch movies that everyone else has watched, except one of us is a loser who hasn't. Today, we're watching a movie that graciously gave us the image of Chris Evans in a cozy cable knit sweater to enjoy forever. Knives Out, released in 2019, directed by Ryan Johnson. And today's loser is Ketzel.
Me. Moi. Hello. C'est moi.
Hello.
Hello.
So you
Yeah,
guys,
I've never seen this.
Why do we pick this movie?
Chris Evans in a sweater.
Cable knit
Christopher-
sweaters.
Honestly, that was the only reason
In
that
a
any of us
sweater.
watched it.
Absolutely.
Chris Evans, that's the only reason we
But-
watched it. Just kidding.
It did look like a good movie, though, based on the trailer.
It did look like a really good movie.
I love a
and
good murder mystery.
This was probably the last movie I also saw in the theaters before COVID. So,
Really?
yeah, I saw it like in January
When did this movie come out?
2020. End of 2019.
Yeah,
No, I mean like what time frame? Because it really feels like
November.
like a Thanksgiving
think
movie.
it was like
okay, because it
November.
still
It
holds.
was like a Christmassy, holiday movie.
I want to say like specifically Thanksgiving. I think it's that whole like family vibe, family murder vibe. Just makes me think of Thanksgiving.
Oh, it was, because I remember I was like, hey guys, we should all go see Knives Out. Like after Thanksgiving.
And then you saw it like twice.
You know what the last movie we saw in theaters was, Antonio?
I honestly could not tell you.
Maze Runner. I'm just
No.
Oh my god! I think you're about to say it. Never mind.
The Tom and Jerry movie.
No, honestly, every time.
Remember
Okay,
when
just
I thought that was an ad?
that was what I was gonna say. We
I
played like
thought it
a
was an
trailer,
ad.
and like it immediately felt like an ad, but like it kept going, and then Sky was like, "Oh, that's not a fucking ad."
No. But the last movie we saw in theaters, me and Antonio saw in theaters, was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Which honestly,
Oop.
Interesting.
Sky wants to fuck Sonic. That's
I
just,
Anyway,
that
we're
just
gonna
needs to be
we're
said.
gonna
Whoa,
move.
whoa,
We're gonna
whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
yes,
whoa,
yes.
whoa.
And
No,
not
no,
Dahlia.
hot
no,
take, and we're
Yes.
not gonna talk about this right now. We're gonna table this for the whenever the Sonic movie is, because I know that shit's fucking coming up, because you're gonna make me watch it, because I haven't
You know
seen
what?
it.
That
See,
is
and that was
hilarious,
okay.
Dahlia,
As
'cause that's
someone,
not
I'll
on
tell
the
you
list.
I swear it was the last
It's
time I
not.
looked at it.
It
I
might
will-
have been at
I will-
some point.
It is not. First off, fuck all of you guys. I don't want to fuck Sonic. And I'm going to say that right now. I don't want to fuck Sonic, okay?
No, let me correct you. Ben Schwartz, I tweeted you.
Ben Schwartz is Sonic.
Why didn't you respond?
Let me correct that correction. It's Ben Schwartz as Sonic that she wants to fuck.
No. Dahlia was correct. Dahlia said the correct thing.
I don't know. He who denied it supplied it.
Shut up, dude. Shut the hell up. No one even likes you.
So Sky tried to get me and Dolly to watch it, and me and Dolly went collectively, meh.
No. Hold on. I should tell this story really quick, and then we're going to go back into Knives Out. I have to say my piece.
Defend. You
gonna
gotta
go-
defend
I'm
your.
gonna
Defend
defend
yourself.
myself. So it was Valentine's Day, and we were all pals.
Romance.
Sexy.
Romance. Sonic was out, and there was this bar Antonio really wanted to go to. I was like, hey guys, like maybe we could go to the movies and then go to that bar afterwards. I was like, we could go see Sonic and then go to the bar, and they both went, no.
I can confirm this is true.
I mean I was only half there as I'm like barely half here anyways too, but yeah, that sounds about right.
They saw right through you. They're like,
Whoop.
it's Valentine's Day, and she wants to see Sonic.
Fuck off.
We're here for Knives Out, you guys.
We're here, yeah, to reel it back in. We're back here for Knives Out. Sorry.
But
So-
Sonic will be coming up since Dahlia mentioned that. But
It'll be very low on the list. Anyway, star-studded
Anyway.
cast for Knives Out. Wow, star-studded cast.
But
Should I tell you what I know yet?
No.
we're still going over why we picked this.
First of all,
No.
Chris Evans in a sweater and his Boston accent. Star-studded cast.
right,
yes.
star-studded cast.
Wicked.
And
cast.
also, it's a murder mystery. So cool. Okay, now
Honestly,
you
I've
can
always
tell
wanted
us.
to participate in a murder mystery party,
Really?
but no one I know will throw one.
Gay.
You know 3 people.
But no one will
I-
throw one.
Oh, I don't want to organize it, but
That's
I
why.
would
Why
pay
don't you-
somebody to organize
Why
it.
don't you
So-
organize it?
That sounds like an exhausting
But
situation,
he
and
wants
it
to
wouldn't be
figure it
fun
out.
because I want to
There's
just
places.
participate.
He
There's
wants to
places
figure it
that
out.
do. Like, you go to a location, and there's a bunch of people that signed up to participate in this murder mystery, and, like, a different, like, somebody else organizes it. So you just show up.
I'm even less inclined to do that than after you said that.
But anyway, what do you know about this movie? Tell us.
Well, other than the fact that Christopher Jamal Evans is in it, I know that my queen Toni Collette's in it. That's about it. I had no idea it was a murder mystery until 0 days ago. Found
Today
out
years
right
old.
now. Today
Minutes
years old.
Dude,
This
didn't
many
you watch
seconds old.
the trailer for this?
Yeah.
I
I feel like you're allowed.
Did you delete it out of that brain? You don't have a lot of space in there, so I kind of assume
that space is used for things like all the spicy chips I've eaten, every single line of Shrek 2.
and
you know, other
hating
really important
raw
things.
onions. I bet that takes a lot of space in that
That
brain.
takes
Just like
80% of my brain.
Would you like to upgrade your cloud storage?
No.
So
Can't
that all
afford it.
takes 80%,
Cannot.
and then the other 10% is Country Bears, right?
Yeah, and then the other 10%.
Wait, so you have
Oh, I thought the
110%.
onion thing took up 80% alone. My bad.
You guys,
so you don't know how to count.
we don't know English and we don't know math. This is a fact.
All right.
I threw out math and the trailer to this film. I did watch it because I feel like everyone was talking about it, so I watched the trailer, and I think that I immediately eliminated it out of my brain, my mind palace.
It's not a palace if that's all. If you don't remember,
It's a
this.
shack.
My mind, my mind.
It's a
purple
shrieking
box.
sack.
My
It's
mind
a shrieking
shack.
sack.
I'm
saying that right.
Yeah, you're good, nerd.
Nerd.
I eliminated it out of my brain shack, and I didn't know it was a murder mystery. That's it. That's all. I don't know anything else other than the star-studded cast. I know most of the cast, and apparently it's a murder mystery. So I'm coming in
Would you like us?
dry.
Would you like us to read you the list of actors?
I would love that. I would love nothing more.
Sure. So we have Ana de Armas, we have Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Christopher Plummer, Jamie Lee Curtis, wow, Toni Collette,
Woohoo!
Michael Shannon, and Don Johnson.
Would y'all fuck Daniel Craig?
He's hot.
You know,
I mean, he's pretty good looking. Wasn't he voted as like
Yeah, like sexiest man.
Yeah, sexiest
he's
man.
James Bond.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think I really haven't seen him in a lot of things. I think this was one of the first things I really saw him in. To be honest, I've never seen any of the James Bond movies.
Have
I'm
you
trying to
seen
think of what I saw
Lara
him in.
Croft? Tomb Raider?
Yeah, that's
Oh my
where I've seen it from.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, then yes, I have seen it.
I've never seen it.
Wow.
Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft Tomb Raider and
Me
Daniel
boy,
Craig
me
as
gay.
the meat piece in that film.
Nope.
That's right. Wait, you haven't seen it?
Maybe nope.
No.
Nope.
We'll definitely watch it. You know,
That's
maybe
a
a
good one.
Patreon exclusive or something.
I love how we're just like talking about other movies when we're talking about the movie we're supposed to be watching, and then it's like
I
we're
don't
just gonna
know
have it to
anything.
list.
Because there's so many
There's
people
so many
in this
movies.
from so many things.
Would you
I'm
say-
still sad that like we made you watch Hereditary before this
Oh,
brainchild,
man,
because that would have been so good.
That would have been a really good one.
That
I
would've been
know
a
we're
good
supposed
one.
to be talking about Knives Out, and like Toni Collette was also in Hereditary, but oh my god, you guys, that blew my mind.
Man,
I was,
anything.
I was
Toni
up
Collette's
for
great.
days.
She is.
She's been in so many just like crazy little things. She's been in this, and she plays a great character like compared to other ones.
yeah.
It's a very different situation. I mean, I was about to like kind of give it away for certain people that
Yeah,
haven't watched
you
it.
can't say
but,
nothing.
her character is definitely different than other things in this one, but
She's
in all
got
her
the
other
range.
ones, she's got range.
She does. I think the first thing I saw her in was Little Miss Sunshine.
Mm,
I love that movie. That movie's
love,
so good.
Love that movie.
I've never seen it.
I'm gonna be
It's a good
honest.
movie.
The first thing I
That should
think
be
I
on our
saw
list.
her, and the first time I saw her and like she had like a big part for me was Hereditary.
Oh wow.
I think, but I know that I had seen her before. She was just like an actress. She was just an actress. Then I didn't realize how good she was until, Hereditary.
I
Which
also
is
have seen her
such a
before.
shame that was like snubbed for some like all the Oscars. I don't think it was
She should
nominated
have
for
gotten an
anything.
Academy Award.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Is that all we're gonna say about Knives Out? So sad. But I
I
can't.
mean, it's-
I don't
I
want to
think
say
it-
anything
yeah.
to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
I really
we can't say a lot because it's just such a it's a really big reveal movie.
And
Yeah.
I feel like if we said any more other than murder mystery, I feel like that's about all we can give you besides that list of actors. I mean, and maybe
Yeah.
even the Rotten Tomatoes score if we feel like sharing that.
Oh,
Because
I
we
did
know.
It's actually
Well, I did Rotten Tomatoes, the audience, and the Google. So
Oh,
yeah,
thank
and
you.
I
three
was
things
looking at
we
that
looked
just now
at.
from the
Because
notes,
Rotten
and
Tomatoes is unreliable, as we found
it's
out
just
in
a pretty
episode 1.
across the board. It's really solid, and I'm definitely someone who's gonna say
It's-
all of that seems right.
Yeah, I think it's good you don't know anything about it. That'll make it really fun.
Oh,
It will.
So fun.
It'll definitely
Yeah.
be a lot more fun to see how this all works out later.
It even caught Antoine off guard, and he's
I
not
love-
surprised by anything.
I love being surprised.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll see you on the other side of the movie.
Bye. I'm exhausted.
I'm tired too.
That was a wild ride.
It was a ride. It was truly a ride.
How do we feel about the opening?
I love
Yeah,
Clue.
I love murder mysteries.
Look,
I
you,
really do.
You cannot talk about Clue in front of me because I have not seen it.
Well, I'm going to double Antonio's statement. I love murder mysteries. I fucking really do.
I do. Like, between Murder on the Orient Express, Clue, this movie, man, I just love, like, a good, like,
Whodunit?
murder mystery. And then all of these movies will have in common just, like, a massive plot twist, and that's just... It's such a beautiful
It's delicious.
thing to see it like just unravel for the first time particularly. So we're definitely going to talk about how you feel about like what the plot really was and like that how that twist really like felt in the end. But
Yeah.
we'll go through this movie bit by bit first.
Yeah.
Can I ask, is it okay to ask right now, like, were you on the edge of your seat the whole time?
Oh, yeah, I was anxious. That's why I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening?
I would
What's happening?
every time there was something, I'd always like kind of look at you just to see how you were, and you're always like,
Yeah, in my
your
hand,
hands over your mouth,
my hands over my mouth. My
your tiny hands.
My tiny little raccoon hands over my mouth.
It was exciting.
And I also kind of really, again, want to double what Antonio was saying earlier about wanting to do a murder mystery. I don't want to plan it, though, Antonio. I really think we should go to a pre-existing thing.
Somebody else has to plan it or else, I don't know. I still don't like surprises. I like figuring it out, but
Me too.
that's a whole different thing.
I like figuring it out, and I just don't want to have to be like the person that already knows how it's going to end in the end. And I don't want to plan it. I just want to partake.
Have any of you guys done an escape room?
No.
No.
Antoine has.
Would you do it? I mean, I feel like that's like the first level before going out to a fucking like location.
He's also a type of person who he has a criminal justice degree and he always beats everybody at Clue, but he's really good at figuring things out. So he would go again. He would recommend that I would go, so I think that means that I might be smart enough to help figure it out. So
Hey guys,
I'll take that as a compliment.
Sky and Tone, do you think you're smart enough to figure it out?
No.
I would like to try.
I
Oh,
think
so
I
the
think
clock
it
is
would,
gonna run down?
I think it would go exactly like. Did you watch the It's Always Sunny episode? Yeah, it would go just like that.
I would lose my tiny mind
With-
the moment they lock the door.
I gotta get out. I gotta get out.
you'd
I
be
gotta
like,
get out.
you'd be, yeah, you'd be like Frank.
Yeah.
We'd have to give you the bubble gum.
I'm like, I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee.
That's exactly how it would go. So I'm gonna say hard pass for me because I
Well,
don't like the idea of being locked in there either. So I don't want to do that.
They do lock you in there. They're like 60 minutes go, and you're like, trying to figure it out. But no worries. We don't ever have to do that. That is not our bonding activity.
this is our bonding activity.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one.
Well, I don't know about today.
I mean, let's dip into it. Let's see how we feel about like today's events. This movie.
This movie? Okay. So, yeah, the opening sequence is good. The whole cast of characters is just... They're wild. The family...
Any standouts?
I found Toni Collette's character to be hilarious. Because she's literally like Gwyneth Paltrow, or like your like Insta influencer that does like, you know, like Reiki and like all this stuff about like juicing and shit. It just like very much like was like Goop. Like Gwyneth Paltrow. It was very funny. It's just a bunch of like different white stereotypes in a family.
That was probably the point.
Yeah. No, that absolutely was. And that's the best way to describe it. But I found her stereotype to be particularly funny. Because all the other ones were all different stereotypes of, like, either well-meaning liberal white people or, like, super, like, in your face about your terrible opinions about immigration. You know? So it was, like, a little bit of everything in one family. So it was a hot mess. I found it fascinating that this came out during Thanksgiving, you said?
Yep.
Yes.
A holidays
this is definitely
2019.
That's
was definitely like
scrumptious. That's scrumptious.
a Thanksgiving family movie. I think that was entirely like the point of like why they released it around then. Just like bring home the fact that it's about family and like the really like awkward situations that arise from being next to family. It's not a holiday or anything. It's just a birthday in this particular case, but it's a really big like motif of this movie is the family.
Yeah.
So I figured since we're gonna go through this, we're gonna drop a lot of names, and I added it to the document so you guys can all see it on there. I did like short summaries for each character explaining who they are. All right. Well, I guess the whole point of this is Harlan Thrombi. He turned 85. It was his birthday party. He's the head of the family. He's a rich mystery novelist, and he's found dead by apparent suicide
With a slit throat.
with a slit throat.
Yes, of an apparent suicide, or so we think.
And then Linda Thrombi is his daughter, and she's a real estate
Yeah, it was Jamie Lee
Mogul.
Curtis.
mogul. Thank you. It went by so fast. I was like, fuck, I don't remember what it was.
The
But
suits. Can we just go, like, as we go through each character, just a really quick one to say, Jamie Lee Curtis was so beautiful in this. The fucking suits, the
And you
power
know
pants.
what? Talking about Jamie Lee Curtis and who she was, out of all of them, she was like the most like wronged because she did everything right and she still
Because
got shafted.
she had like genuine interest.
She had genuine interest, you know. She didn't actually like mooch off of her father like the others, as you're revealed to see. And she had like a really good bond with her dad, and she still gets technically shafted in the end. But, you know, I think she's okay because she built all that by herself, and she's gonna come out with it literally by herself.
With
Damn,
alone.
I think you just hurt me a little bit because I don't think I realized that even the second time around.
Meh, I'm not hurt by it.
Ouch.
She was still very mean to Martha, and therefore, whatever.
Oh, 100%. Totally.
Anyway, sorry, Sky, go on.
Oh, no, that's fine. Next up is Richard Drysdale, who's married to Linda, and he's cheating on her, which Harlan threatened to expose. Next is your favorite, Joni Thrombi, daughter-in-law to Harlan, husband Neil deceased before this movie 15 years ago. Runs a skincare company named Flam.
Come on, Goop.
Her daughter's Meg. She receives a monthly allowance, but is stealing from Harlan by sourcing duplicate checks meant for Meg for her school by sending it to a private account. And it was $100,000 a year for 4 years that she was stealing, which is a lot of
I
money.
can't fathom what to
How
do
do
with
you
that much
spend
money.
That much money. Yeah, me too. I'm just like, and you're broke?
And you're broke, though?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't
So
get
it's I'm probably going to the skincare that's probably
Flam?
not selling because it's to Flam, to
Phlegm?
Goop.
I think you mean flop.
Well,
Got him.
Hot take.
and then Meg Thrombi, who is daughter to Joni, she's going to college, which Harlan pays for
Meg
by
is cool.
wired payments.
Better.
Of them all, maybe. Yeah, very well,
Ooh,
very
we're
much.
gonna debate
probably.
this. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. I think it's good that we're summarizing this because I feel like was part of the tension is all this wild family drama. So sorry, go on.
Yeah. Next is Walt Thrombi, who's son to Harlan, runs Harlan's publishing company, but is fired from it by Harlan the night of Harlan's birthday party. He's married to Donna, and he's father to Jacob. And I didn't really do a summary for Donna and Jacob because
They suck.
They were
they
very
sucked, and they
small
were
parts.
very small parts.
They're so want. Nobody cares about them. They're alt-right,
They're just
practical
like
Nazis.
they're Walt accessories.
Yeah. And then next up is Ransom.
Oh my god.
I'm already. I feel I'm in the throw up.
You're not gonna throw up. He's son to Linda and Richard, and he's a rich boy. is
And
what I put.
it's Chris Evans to explain that reaction.
Rich boy BOI.
Rich boy, yeah. With
Two
the,
eyes.
no, I just put
Boy.
one.
No, 2 eyes. Boy.
Boy.
And then there's Marta, who's Harlan's nurse and his friend. And she thinks she accidentally murdered Harlan by switching the medication she was giving him because he pulled his arm, which was morphine. And what was the other one?
Pterodol, something like that.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. She throws up when she's lying, and she is Harlan's sole beneficiary when the will is read, which causes a lot of drama.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least is Detective Blanc. Private detective hired anonymously by Ransom to investigate Harlan's suicide.
Daniel Craig. So
And that's our cast of main characters.
and all this is important to know. Like these are all wild characters, and basically what Harlan did right before dying was say "fuck you" to all of them. You get nothing, and so that I feel like that really and this is in the beginning of the movie, sets up for all the drama. And as we were talking, inheritance. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Inheritance.
Inheritance makes people crazy, and especially people who already have money secured, and there's suddenly a threat of having that money taken away.
Money makes people
I
crazy.
have no money and I never worry.
I think that's a personal psychological thing.
You can make more money.
And worry.
You could.
More money, more problems. It's in the Bible.
Thank you, Ketzel. Thank you. Straight from the gospel of Biggie Smalls. So now that we know the people,
Let's go through this scene by scene.
bit by bit.
So they're all being interviewed by Daniel Craig, whose fucking accent had me baffled. It's a good accent. He has like a very New Orleans accent, and I've only seen him as... It's so good. He is so good in this. I've only seen him as James Bond and in Lara Croft, as we have established. So, like, none of this is this accent, but I was like, man, okay. Okay,
All right.
Colonel.
Oh, I loved him. I loved him so much. But maybe it's because, in Criminal Minds,
Oh, God.
the husband of Jennifer Giroux is like from New Orleans.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he has that great, I just
Oh.
love that accent.
Will.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I do enjoy Will.
Will's great.
I love him. Anyway, moving on.
These names mean nothing to me.
Yeah, so everyone's being interviewed. And then that's where we kind of learn all of the family drama that I had mentioned when we were talking about the characters. Richard is cheating on Linda. Joni's going to be cut off because she's stealing. Or her and Meg are going to be cut off because she's stealing, which kind of sucks. It's kind of fucked up. And then Walt was fired from the publishing company. So we learn all of that when they're being interviewed.
One of the things that I think that was important about Walt being fired, it was more of a for his own good sort of situation. It was because
that was for everybody.
It was all for their own good.
but
Yeah.
I think it was more retribution in Meg and Joni's case.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely needed to like spread his wings and do something. At least Joni had a skincare line that she could probably profit off of.
So his wasn't so much like malicious or I don't know, punitive than other people's, but the rest of them, he had good reason to cut them off. They were all leeches, but Walt was like, "Walt, you need to do your own thing.
Do
buddy."
your own shit. Make your own money.
He was the lesser of the evils. I mean, they're all shitty. Because, like, Walt, in the end, was the one who ended up, like, threatening to expose Martha's mother's documentation status. So, like, fuck Walt,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I don't think he was any better, truthfully, because, like, he was trying to be that nice guy, but it's like, come on, like, I kind of see through your facade. Like, you can play yourself down and make yourself seem like a nice guy, but he had ulterior motives, and that makes him bad.
White liberals.
Well, also because Meg told the family about her mom.
Yep. So there's Meg
Yeah.
fucking up.
Who was, sure, I will say was very intimidated by her crazy-ass family, but yeah, she shouldn't have done that. I agree.
Yeah, she's also the least like mentally formed, I suppose, out of all of them. So like she's still being molded as a human being. She's still young. She hasn't even graduated yet, so she's gonna still cave under pressure.
Anyway, so they're all interviewed by two detectives and one in the back, mysteriously, who turns out to be Benoit Blanc, who was hired anonymously to investigate this suicide, which everyone's confused about because it looks like a suicide.
Apparent suicide.
But it's shady because everyone's lying.
Yeah, and everyone's lying.
They all have motive.
Yep.
It was tasty.
And Benoit fucking knows that shit. So he is like baiting everybody to say like extra things that other people didn't say. And he totally fucking gets the truth out of like almost everybody, but not until he interviews Marta. He's talking with the police guys. They make their way around the house and they're like, I just don't get why these people are telling all these weird fucking stories. And she's like listening at the door because she's curious. And then of course, I feel like he clocked her. He's like, hey, come out here. And then he starts talking to her. And this is where we find out that he already knows that if she is in the presence of lies, she pukes.
If she says a lie.
No, if she
it's
lies.
only her.
What?
Oh, it's only if she lies? Okay.
Only
Yeah.
if she lies. She can't tell a lie.
What a convenient plot device. What a really gross Pinocchio.
Right.
Wow, what a concept. I like
I
that
think
you just put that
there's,
together.
There's probably, what is it, like a midophile? That's a kink, I think, throwing up on people.
Mm-hmm.
I
was
don't
like-
want to know that,
No, no,
Antonio.
no.
I really...
I want to sit in this
I'm
this
gonna
space.
Google that real quick while y'all keep talking.
No, no,
So
no.
anyway,
I feel like we're moving on too fast from this.
I don't want to hear more about the kinks of throwing up on someone.
I just
Okay?
wanna-
Midophilia.
Oh my god.
I just want to know why Antonio knew that word, but it was wrong, so never mind.
Let it pass.
Let that shit pass.
All things must pass.
But we find out that she pukes if she lies.
Hot.
That was interesting.
Yeah, okay.
We found out who the midophile is.
Yep, apparently. And then so she sits down to be interviewed, and before she explains her story, we get a flashback of Marta and Harlan that night, where we kind of see their relationship. He really, trusts her, very loosey-goosey around her.
It's so
They're
cute.
actually friends. It's very cute. They're playing Go. And that's when she gives him the medicine.
Right.
And she realizes as she's giving the morphine, supposed morphine.
The good shit, or whatever it is that he calls it.
The good
Yes,
shit.
The good
the
stuff.
good
The
drugs.
drugs. She realizes, based on the labels, that they've been switched. She gave him the wrong thing. So she gave him 100
100 milligrams,
grams of morphine, which is
fatal.
fatal in 10 minutes.
What was the original? It's supposed to be 3 milligrams, right?
Yep.
3.
Correct.
Yes.
Fadoofa.
That
Oofa
whole
doofa.
scene where Harlan's just like, all right, okay.
And he's writing it down. He's
He
like, oh, this will
literally-
make a good murder.
He literally just said, I have no fear of death.
Yeah.
Right before that happened.
Yeah.
So obviously he's not tripping. He's just like,
So and she's freaking out, and she's trying to find the, what is it, antidote? I can't remember what it's
The
called. But,
Naxoline.
Don't you
the-
open
yeah.
up that window?
oh my
No.
god.
Don't
and that's
complete
it.
And that's it. And we're going to stop here.
Thanks for listening to this episode.
No.
But-
I wanted to say that her freaking out was like making me freak out. I thought that she's such a great actress. I don't know what else.
Yeah,
Dude,
she
I
almost
wrote-
got me crying.
Yeah.
I wrote a note. Where is it? She's a beautiful crier.
She's beautiful.
I literally wrote that because I'm like, wow.
Wow, she is a beautiful crier when she's freaking out, like if she can't find the antidote, and she just like kind of gives up for a second. I was like, man, I feel like that was so realistic. She's just like, I don't know what to do. She was such a good actress. She was truly amazing.
She is freaking out, and then he's like really fucking cool. He's like, no, we got to worry about you, man. Which is insane. And at my time of death, I don't think I would be thinking so clearly.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so he basically helps her like have an alibi because he knows about her family's documentation status because they're undocumented immigrants from Ecuador, and so he's like, they're gonna try and pin it on you, so let me try and help you get out of this because I don't want anything to happen to your family. Like he really cares about her, and it's really cute.
He's besties. They're besties.
They're besties.
I love that for them. Like, they really had a cute relationship. So when this all started going downhill, it was like very heartbreaking.
Yeah. So she was in Blade Runner 2049, which I never saw Blade Runner.
Oh.
And then she was in War Dogs, which sounds like a vaguely familiar piece of media. Oh,
Anything with the word dogs or war, it's just going to sound kind of vaguely familiar.
War Dogs. How funny you say that. Where Bradley Cooper and Jonah Hill are in it.
Oh. Interesting.
Jonah Hill's always an
Love
interesting
Bradley Cooper.
addition to any cast. I don't know why I think that. He's a good, fine actor, but I'm always like, huh.
He
He's a
is.
good,
he
fine
absolutely
actor.
is.
He's a
And
fine
when we
actor.
come across The Wolf of Wall Street, we'll see it again.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I just
At
feel.
a later time.
Was he a comedy person beforehand?
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
you see
Yeah, I think he's always
Superbad?
been a comedy person.
I've never seen. I almost said Step Up. 21 Jump Street. Is that the one?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
also in that film.
Yeah. He was in Step Up.
No, that was Channing Tatum.
That was Channing Tatum,
So
dude.
dumb.
No, because Channing Tatum was in 21 Jump Street, right?
He's
Yeah.
also in that movie too.
I hate you.
I-
Okay.
We gotta turn this around. Back to Knives Out.
Anyway, so we get that flashback, so we find out what actually happened, and we all know at this point that if she lies, she'll throw up. So Harlan told her exactly what to say, and when she's being interviewed, she says
Her rehearsed lines.
rehearse lines, half truths, I guess.
Yeah.
Not yeah.
And then
truth.
that's that on that. She leaves the interview.
And then proceeds to throw up in the bathroom
Mm-hmm.
because it makes her feel icky.
Because they were half truths.
And then later that evening, we come to the memorial. That was always going to happen. She wasn't invited to the funeral. Isn't that just fucked?
It's so fucking bullshit. Because they're all, the whole family was like, "Oh, you're like family to us," but it's like, one, they turn her on a fucking like in a second, and also they never explain why they didn't do that. They just didn't think of her. It seems, and just fucking bullshit. I hate them.
I especially hate that, like, you know, we were just talking about Walt and how he's, like, a seemingly nice guy. He's like, well, I was outvoted. And it's like, why didn't you fight harder? So,
It's
you know.
I feel like a lot of them didn't.
Well, that's
more
what
than-
Linda said too when she comes in for the interview. She's like, "Oh, we wished you were at the funeral, but I was outvoted."
So I think
they're all
lied.
lying.
They all lied, and none of them really wanted her
Yeah.
there.
Son
No
of a
one,
bitch.
they
fuck
didn't
them.
care.
And
Anyway,
fuck them all.
it was sad. It was really sad to see that. So she obviously is there at the memorial and everybody's like chit-chatting. Fran's trying to tell her story. She needs to get some air. And she walks out and who do we see lighting a cigar? It's Benoit. Benoit Blanc. He's like, there's some serious shit happening here. Will you be my Watson? And she's just like,
She's like, "Ugh."
Basically.
basically.
I fucking love Daniel Craig in this. I truly do. His accent killed me. Every single scene.
Oh, I loved it
He's
so
so
much.
good. He is so fucking good.
And like, it's just so sad that he asked her to be part of it. And you know, at least we know that he doesn't know or whatever that she's been a part of this the whole way through. And we get a flashback about her seeing the actual thing happen where, you know, the apparent suicide was an actual suicide. He slit his own throat and she witnessed it and left immediately. And it really like, it haunted her. So sad.
And there was the tiniest drop of blood on her shoe.
The tiniest.
The tiniest.
This clue will be
itty-bitty-
important later on.
All right.
Where's the piano key? Because remember he was always going like ding when people said something.
There's like this Mickey Mouse meme that is like, hold up, we'll post it on Instagram, and I'll send it to you guys in a bit. It's like a picture of Mickey, and it says, "It's a surprise tool that will help us later."
oh, from the Mickey Mouse Playhouse.
Yeah. So I kept
I would watch that every time I was like sick home from school. And it's like, it's a special tool that'll help us later.
I kept thinking about this during the movie.
Oh, you mean Toodles? Right?
Oh, toodles.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
But yeah, this is a secret clue that will help us later.
help us later.
And then
Oh, they have the will reading.
The will reading.
is that after that?
Will wheeling.
I feel like she. Oh no,
No,
it
that's
is.
good.
It's the next day, but she meets up with Benoit. But then they end up going searching in the wood area.
Yeah, the
To the-
path leading up to the house.
Yes, thank you.
And it was muddy.
And there were footprints. And she was like, "Oh shit,
Stump,
my
stump,
footprints."
stump, stump.
She's wearing the same fucking shoes. Also, rule 1, don't wear the same fucking shoes you were wearing. But also, she doesn't have a lot of money, so she probably only has like 2
Yeah,
pairs of shoes.
maybe all
She
she
can wear the
has.
same one.
You know my
So-
Croc prints will be everywhere.
Right?
I only wore the Crocs. And then so right after she destroys the evidence, there's that really great scene of like we finally get the reveal of Christopher Evans character, and he comes to his family, right? Is this before the will reading, or?
This is before the will
Yeah.
reading.
This is
So
immediately
everybody's at the
before.
house.
He's early.
Because
Yeah.
he's coming to the.
Yeah.
Everybody's at the house for the will reading, and then we all meet Chris Evansies, and he's like,
Christopher
And
sees
then
Evansies.
and he's here to stir some fucking shit. So he starts causing some problems, making a ruckus, and then he tells everybody to eat shit.
It's so great. And it's so funny. This is a Thanksgiving movie because I'm like, this is the vibes. Not
These are
not
the
towards
vibes.
my family, but I know this is the vibes towards.
No, I know. I love my family.
love my
but
family.
Man, to be in like family drama and just be like, eat shit,
Eat
eat
shit.
shit, eat shit.
To an extended family, just eat shit, eat
And
shit.
then-
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because we're people who need to read to hear. There are so many like lines that I don't remember hearing the first time we watched this movie.
So
like I'm not
funny.
gonna eat one iota
This is
of
stupid
shit.
with
One of my favorites. That's one of my favorite quotes. I wrote it down. I'm not gonna eat one iota of shit.
Oh my god.
And I was like, what the hell?
Well,
So
I
good.
think I wrote a quote from that. Oh no, I didn't. But what did he was like? Do you want some more cookies? You?
Eating cookies.
They're so
I'm so
terrible.
sorry. So like the whole reason why you even said that was Ransom. They talk about this at this pre-will reading. Has already knows that he is not getting one red dime out of this inheritance, and he already knows it. They all know it. The little alt-right troll Jacob apparently overheard them while he was allegedly masturbating in the bathroom.
Allegedly.
That scene. They also talk about how he like masturbates to like the pictures of dead deers or something. It's a whole like,
Joylessly
it's a vibe.
masturbating to pictures of dead deer. No, but okay, what I wanted to say is Chris Evans' character Ransom does the equivalency of like coming in late with Starbucks on Heelys because he knows
my
he's not going to get anything.
On Heelys.
He's here just for the vibes.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just here for the vibes.
I'm just here for the lulls.
You just painted a masterpiece in my brain.
You're welcome.
With the Heelys, I was just like, wow.
With the
how
The sunglasses, the Heelys, and the Frappuccino.
backwards
Much... Oh
cap,
my god, the sunglasses.
a pink drink.
This is too deep. Okay. But yes, the equivalent of that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a fucking ass.
So having
he's
known,
hot, though.
having known ahead of time that he's not getting any money from this inheritance, he's kind of just like, here's a massive fuck you, and he's here early to say fuck you,
So smug.
Yeah.
just telling everyone eat shit, eat shit, eat shit.
And he's such an asshole, but Antonio, Sky, and I were also like, ooh, Chris Evans, ooh.
But not me.
Not
Like
Dahlia.
hyperventilating.
Dahlia sees into the character.
Dahlia's built
not the
different.
person.
Well, while we all see past that,
We see past the
because
movies,
we've
and
done
we see
this
the man.
before.
We
Okay,
see-
you guys can stop sucking Chris Evans' dick
Never!
now.
Never. Never. You gotta come catch me.
You'll have to pry my cold dead corpse away.
Your cold dead.
My corpse mouth away.
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna
I
move
have
forward
to walk away.
because here we go.
Okay, so
It's the
after,
reading.
Yeah, after that is the official reading where all the family is sat down. And actually, fun fact, the lawyer that reads the will is Frank Oz, who's Yoda in Star Wars.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
What?
Wow,
I'm
trivia
not a
with
Star
Sky.
Wars.
Nerd trivia with Sky.
But everybody knows Yoda. But he's
No,
the
who is
voice
that?
of Yoda. Your mom.
Yogurt?
We are gonna come off of "I love my mommy" to "Your mom is Yoda."
Truly, last episode was I love my mommy.
But anyway, and I guess it was his first like on-screen role in a long time. But since Ryan did The Last Jedi, he asked him to be in this movie.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, he was really good. I mean, I'm just saying for like a lawyer who's supposed to be stiff and very boring. And also we had this discussion during the movie is that this type of law is like really, really fucked up. Like families get really ruthless when it comes to inheritance and like estate planning. And like, I feel like he did such a good job acting here. Like, I know it's so minimal, but I feel like he really made an impact on me. So good on him.
Thank you, Frank Oz,
Thank you.
for
Yeah.
this meal we are about to eat.
It's a
And
hard
Chris
job.
Evans' cable knit sweater.
Oh,
God bless.
Nope, not yet. We'll get there.
oh, I was
well,
ready.
God bless.
My dick was out.
I know you're ready. I'm also ready.
I'll put it back
Bro. Inverted back.
Inverted.
Okay, anyway,
So we get
anyway.
to the will.
Go ahead.
Inverted.
in. Inversion?
Keep going, Antonio.
No.
Keep talking.
Visualize an inverted dick.
We'll wait.
Keep.
We'll wait.
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
No, okay, before the cable knit sweater, the will is read, and this is when it's revealed that Martha gets everything. She gets everything. She's shook. The family is fucking livid. And suddenly their little, oh no, you're part of the family's completely turned. They're all accusing her of boinking Christopher
Do you
Plummer.
remember what Jamie Lee Curtis said? She said
Were you boinking my father?
that, and she said, "You little bitch."
Yeah, and I'm like,
Oh,
how?
that's fair.
How dare you? And they just go off on her, and they're all like chasing after her, and
Yeah,
she can't
the
leave.
facade is ripped off.
Yeah, it is off, and
No
they're
more
all
family.
ugly. And so who comes to her rescue? Christopher Jamal Evans, and he's like, get in me car, and
Also, really quick before we get to the point that I think Antonio's ready to talk about, so the camera transition from steady to shaky.
yes,
I think
Oh,
that was a
love
great.
that.
I thought it was a great choice, and fun fact, it actually was an accident because I guess Ryan broke the steady cam,
it was
so they had to
good.
improvise. But it was such a great improvisation.
Improvisation.
Oh no,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I totally
I remember
said
seeing
something
that and I
about
was
that.
like, wow, I wonder if that was intentional or not.
And it wasn't, but it
added
It
was
really
so
does
good
add a really good
to the
like,
chaos of like her
dimension.
being
It's just
alone and then the
storytelling.
family
It's good storytelling.
swarming her. It was great storytelling. So that was a little fun fact. I thought it was pretty cool because
No,
that's one of
'cause I
my
remember
favorite
that
parts
exact
because
scene.
it's so cool.
No, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Good directing.
Nerd facts. What's guy?
Dot dot dot.
Ha cha cha.
Bop bop bop.
Plop plop
We
plop.
gotta make a
So,
little musical thing for you.
distraught and confused and having no idea why she does this or why she's in this situation,
No.
Marta
Nar.
tries to run away.
No.
She can't.
No.
And so who comes to save her but
No.
this is where you say it.
Me hoy me boy.
Me
Boy, me boy.
It's Chris Evansies again.
The
I didn't even
angel
know if I was
choir.
gonna say that right. I felt dirty saying that. I can't say that. That's your guys' thing.
So she gets in the Beamer.
With Chris Evans, which I think any of us would have done except for Dahlia.
I would.
I would have dove into that car.
I just hate Ransom. I
Right
hate
into
this
his lap.
character.
What'd you say?
There's
Right.
not enough space on the seat. I gotta sit in your lap. Sorry.
Sorry, the other seat's
I
taken.
called it.
The other seat's taken. By God. I had to. I saw you were drinking. I was like, I gotta say it.
She's trying to make me spit all over my phone and myself, my computer, my microphone.
It's okay. Antonio almost did that earlier.
Goodbye, podcast.
Ooh.
Antonio's trying to sabotage this whole
fucking shit.
Oh,
That's the real murder
I'm gonna put the
mystery.
fucking I'm gonna put the last nail in this coffin. I'm gonna sink this whole ship in a second.
right now.
In a minute. So
fucking get there. I want to hear. Do it, coward.
Anyways, so she dives into the Beamer and they go where?
To a pub.
A pub. And what do we see, everyone? The sweater.
Sweater.
And man, oh man, if this is not what everyone thinks.
Did you write something down? Did you write a poem?
Nope.
He wrote a
I
sonnet.
sent you a compilation.
You what?
A
He
compilation.
sent us a text message.
Oh.
I just got it.
Oh.
The best time
To wear a striped sweater.
Thank you,
Oh,
Ketzel.
God.
Antonio sent us the I'm horny TikTok sound.
Go ahead, Dolly.
I'm horny.
You know, Dahlia, for someone who in episode 1 said, I don't want him to clip together my moan, We've really come so far.
I sure did. I am no longer
In fear.
PG in the world. Everybody can clip together all of the sounds of everything all the time, always. I'm no longer my own person. I belong to the internet.
Man.
That went dark.
Wait. It probably could have happened with Galactic Hunter anyway, except Antoine always bleeped the fucks that I said. But not here. We got that E for explicit.
I'm explicitly fucking ready to talk about the sweater and how much I want to pull it off him.
Man. This cable knit sweater. Wow. Wow. What a sweater. I actually, you know what? I wonder if, okay. I think
He's
I was
looking things
Googling
up.
it. I remember seeing, they couldn't find who made the actual sweater. And
God.
Fun fact, a lot of, no. Someone better.
Whoa.
But, so the costume designer isn't even sure if it was like a vintage piece, a one-of-a-kind piece, or just like a piece that they randomly found. And apparently a lot of Chris Evans' wardrobe from the movie disappeared, and he swiped a whole bunch of it.
Oh wait, he took it?
Yeah.
My guy.
My
I
man.
hope that's what it was.
My
Definitely part of
man.
it.
Look, if you're not an actor taking teeny tiny props or clothes
Are you an actor?
that you know nobody's gonna miss, I mean, are you even an actor?
Oh my god, Detective Pikachu. What's his name?
Ryan
Bill
Reynolds.
Nye? No. Bill Nye, the
Science
English-
guy?
Oh.
Yeah.
Bill Knightley?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Knightley?
Yeah, the
Oh,
British
my
actor.
goodness.
Is it Knightley?
Bill Knightley?
Is that
Is that his
is
name?
it Knightley?
I think
thought
it's
it was
Nye.
like N-I-G-H.
Yeah.
Nye.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh.
So he didn't know anything about Pokemon. He took a crap ton of the memorabilia, like the props and everything, home with him.
I would. If I was an actor, I'd be taking shit left and right.
Dude,
Fuck
if
yeah.
I was in Detective Pikachu, I'd be taking shit left and right.
Right? But like all that crap that he had in that office, I think
That's
he took
so
a ton
cool.
of it.
I'd be mopping
was
that
such a
shit
cool
left and
picture.
right.
Man, I just asked for like one piece, just one, please.
Tell
Just
the
one,
kids.
please.
Tell the kids what mopping means.
Stealing.
Here's
Theft.
your queer history.
Yes. Very much used amongst the POC ballroom culture queer folks. It's mopping. It's when you would steal things to take to the balls or just to mop because you needed clothes or whatever, food, whatever it is.
Thank you for sharing. What an educational moment for all of us.
Education with cats.
Ding.
Anyway,
TM.
yeah, TM. I know it sounds like we're really harping on the sweater, but it's very important. Like they had commented on the sweater, and I'm like, it's fucking Chris Evans' sweater. I've seen Chris Evans shirtless. It's fine. But this is somehow more erotic.
I'm gonna tell you a really nice sweater do be putting me in a mood because Antoine sometimes I'm just like, hello.
In a sweater vest?
No, not a sweater vest, in a sweater.
Not a sweater vest, you dumb fuck.
Like the ones that zip up, like this one that I have right now that's like halfway down my sweater but goes it right here, but it's like cable knit.
That gets you in the mood?
Don't.
That
Get him.
Are you
Get
kink
him.
shaming me?
Get her, Jade.
That
Sometimes a really nice sweater puts you in the mood, okay? Like
You
the
know
one
what?
You guys have been talking about this for like 10 minutes, so shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm talking
it's
about
a
my.
really good.
I'm talking about
we're,
my,
Shut up.
We're
my
suckers
real-
for good sweaters.
my
you
real
know.
ass man, and you guys are talking about Chris Evans.
Okay, he was wearing a cable knit sweater. You're talking about this fucking like half zip pullover hoodie.
I'm talking about the same
uh,
kind of sweater too. I'm just saying like the ones that are like cable knit too, but have the zippy.
Oh,
all the
the
way up
zippy.
to
I
the
thought you were
No,
talking
I
about
like
the hoodie.
pullovers.
It is a you're right. It is a pullover. But it has a zippy on it.
Oh, they're talking
But
about
it's
what
like the same like sort of cable.
All right, sweaters
I know
are
what you're
really
talking about.
important.
the
to us, guys.
sexiest
I mean,
winter wear.
Doctor Sleep also is like we're victims of the sweater in Doctor Sleep.
Oh yeah, I remember when we were in theaters, we were like, oh my god, like out loud.
We gotta find our sweater community instead of leather.
A sweat. You're welcome. Me and Tony both were like
Dahlia, you're
we
brilliant.
saw the light.
I know we dragged you, but you're brilliant mind.
You beautiful,
You
brilliant son
beautiful,
of a bitch.
beautiful person.
I can't breathe.
Sweater community. Sweater daddies.
Sweater tribe.
Okay.
Please move on.
All right.
We love sweaters.
So, bottom line.
I'm crying.
What? I forgot we were talking about a movie. Okay.
Okay. So they're at the pub, and this is where I guess he kind of tricks her into telling him everything because she's eating as.
You mean
They're-
spilling the beans?
Ooh.
Because she eats beans.
And sausage.
Yeah.
End podcast. You know
Yes,
what? I think
I've had enough.
I think we're all done.
I've had enough.
You guys are just gonna have to watch this movie on your own.
Okay.
Also, good fucking luck to whoever's editing this one, because, honey.
Not me.
It's
You
got
got a
me.
storm coming.
No, but she's eating beans, as Dahlia just said, and he's like,
Dahlia's crying.
Okay. I know. She's laughing at the sweater
Between
daddy
spilling
thing.
the beans and the sweater community thing.
That's it. She ascended.
Move on. Move on.
I'm trying.
We've been trying for
We've
so
been
long.
trying.
Grr.
So she's been eating the whole time, and he's basically like, okay, now tell me the truth, because you just ate, and I know you throw up when you lie. So what is the truth? And she ends up telling him everything.
And he's
But
into
he
it.
already knew. Yeah.
He's like, fuck my family. Let's do it. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're mad. Just give me some money and, I won't tell anybody.
And you will get away with this, and you'll be rich.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of this, Meg calls and basically is just trying to feel out Marta and figure out what's she gonna do.
What you gonna do?
Is she gonna give it back, or is she gonna keep it?
And
oh, go ahead.
Marta being, the person she is, she's like, I don't know. What would you do? And Meg's like, I think you should give it back. And she's just kind of like,
No.
no.
You'll be fine. I'm gonna make sure you can go to school.
Yeah,
but
she
no,
she
I'm not
says
gonna-
she's gonna
Your
take
family
care
can
of
choke, though.
Meg. Yeah. And da-da-da.
Oh, so the next
then-
day, Martha's just bombarded by, the news and threats. And she starts getting blackmailed. She gets this envelope that's unlabeled. And she doesn't look at it quite yet because then Walt comes and does the whole, hey, you know what? I know this is so hard for you, but man, it'd be such a shame if your mother's documentation status came out, during this, and we could protect you, and basically a really thinly veiled threat. And honestly, fuck them for using that against her as
Totes.
as children of
I'm not
immigrants.
gonna get my mom deported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. So
And so she does say fuck
Yeah.
you, but in her own way.
in her own very nice
She's
way.
like- Yeah, she's like, oh, you said with your family's resources, I could get the best lawyers and make sure that she doesn't get deported. Well, I have all of your family resources, so I guess I will get the best lawyers. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
That was sick.
sick, bro. And then she looks at the
Sick,
envelope.
bro. And she takes the envelope and she goes to Ransom's house. Ransom.
Ooh.
Is it Ransom?
His batch ransom.
Ransom.
It's too close to
Like a
James
ransom
Ranson.
note.
Too close to James Ranson.
I know. That's why I was like, oh, I'm
Ransom.
thinking about the wrong person.
Oh, jam.
Oh, jam.
But she goes to Ransom's house, and obviously she takes it to him because they're, I guess in it together. Which, yeah, I would have been too.
No.
So then, they decide to go to the.
Oh, so it's because. So they go because the in the envelope is blackmail. It's like the toxicology report. So they go and they see that
But it's only half of it.
yeah.
Yes, it is half of it.
It's half of it, so they want to go get the
They're like, it's
The
right
full
down the road. Yeah.
full report.
We're going to get the full report down the road at the building where it's supposed to be at.
Yeah, that's
but,
why I was like, where
But
is it
guess what? It's burned down. Dun, dun, dun.
at? And Benoit and all the other, the 2 detectives that are with him are there with the fire department, obviously. And her and Ransom are in the car, and they're just like, kind of like in the car where you can still see them, but they're like looking, and they're like, oh my God, what do we do? I guess. And Benoit sees her, and she's like, and he's like, hey, 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 and she ends up driving away. So it's a big, huge chase scene, basically. And where do they end up?
Just randomly, they park
They get
somewhere.
just
Just
caught
random
in
somewhere.
an
I guess
alley.
they just catch him in an alley, and Ransom ends up getting arrested because of the great Nana.
Well, like, I just think they catch him because they think, like, she says, like, oh, yeah, like, he's the one who told me to drive, so then they take him away. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, and also because the grandmother had
it's
seen him.
because-
Yeah, because the
she
great
saw
Nana.
him, and in her very short, succinct way of trying to communicate, ratted him out for coming back to the party. And that's why they take him away to see what the whole truth is.
Wham
because
bam.
they don't know the whole thing quite yet. And then the other thing was Marta was also emailed about meeting up at a rendezvous. And so this whole thing is now messing up her plan to rendezvous with who's trying to blackmail her, because she thinks she's murdered him, and even by mistake, and she's trying to cover it up still. And so she's supposed to meet with this rendezvous person to like pay them off. Now, Ransom having been arrested, Benoit is now driving with Marta, and Marta detours to a laundromat.
Yeah, well, to a salon. She's like, I gotta pick up something at the salon. But then she hightails it out the back door into the laundromat, where she finds Fran. And Fran looks like she's dead, but she's not. She's been dosed. We see the morphine on the ground, whatever, like, something's happening, and she gives us, like, a cryptic message. She's like, you did this. And, instead of running away, because Marta's a really nice person, she tries to save her life. So she calls 911. She starts doing, like, chest compressions. And then, you know, eventually, obviously, like, the ambulance comes, and then Benoit's like, what the fuck?
Because he was singing in the car.
He was just hanging out
He
until
was
she came
jamming
back, because she was supposed to do some errands. And then he's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? So she comes clean. But before she even comes clean, he's like, yeah, your fucking friend just confessed to everything.
Your boyfriend just ratted you out.
Fucking.
And she's like, the whole thing? Well, did he tell you the whole truth about, yeah,
Yes,
he told
did.
us all that.
Because he's a fucking narc.
Snitch.
How do you feel about that? Your
You-
boy's a fucking snitch.
Your man's a snitch.
Do you see him though? Look at him. Look at him.
Can you?
Just like Jam Ramcom in fucking In a Valley of Violence. Nope.
Look at him.
Look at him,
Nope.
though. Look at
I'm
them.
Look at
blind.
him, though.
I'm blind where?
I'm suddenly blind.
Love is always blind.
Ain't that the truth? And speaking of the truth, so they go back to the house, right? And because Martha,
Well, she wants
to renounce. Right.
she wants to tell the family like the truth.
Yeah,
And they end up finding
The toxicology report.
right.
Because it's been stashed. That's also
Yeah.
what Fran had mentioned.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and she just gives it to Benoit. She doesn't even look at it. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to go renounce the inheritance. And then he stops her because he reads the toxicology report. He's like, no, fuck you guys. Shame on you. I hate you.
Direct quote.
That's exactly how it went.
And then he takes her in a separate room, and she's kind of like, "What the fuck? Like, I just want to tell the truth, or whatever." And he's like, "No, wait. It's not the truth, though. This is the tea, sis." And then he tells the other detective to pretty much get the whole family out except for one person, and then they bring in that one person, and it's Ransom.
Dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
But why?
Because it was her all along. Him, not her. But
Oh, you
And
just
by
really
her,
want to
we mean
blame
Ransom.
anybody
by Ransom.
but Ransom.
So that night of Harlan's birthday party, they go into his office, and Harlan basically tells Ransom that y'all ain't getting shit. Marta's getting everything. Fuck y'all. Fuck your drag.
Fuck them kids.
Everything. Fuck them kids. And Ransom gets angry and says, you're not going to get away with this. And he leaves, which is what the little Nazi heard. And then Ransom leaves and then decides to form a plan. And let's see. So he drives back to the house, avoids the camera, so he goes behind that statue. He sneaks in, switches the doses, and takes the
Nexus stuff.
Thank you, the antidote.
Yeah, he basically is like plotting to kill his grandpa and framing the nurse. Like,
right?
He's fucked up.
It's so like...
It's intentional. There's no accidents here. He's doing it to murder his grandpa, like, as retribution for, you know, taking him out of the will. And it's super
It's like a
messed up.
CSI New York episode, just stretched and dashing a little bit of comedy in.
Mm-hmm.
And some pretty
sexy.
people.
He does that so the Slayer rule comes into play, where if Marta, who's getting the inheritance, is actually responsible for killing Harlan, then it's basically like it goes back to the family. So, you know, it just goes back to how it was before. But it turns out that because she's a nurse and she's so good at her job, she notices the difference between the two vials. She doesn't even look at them. She just handles them and notices the difference between the two.
I started crying at this randomly.
I know you
It's not
did.
random. It's really sad because
it really was so sad.
the connotations that like and he talks about it. She did her job.
She's a good
right.
person.
She did her job right without even like knowing. It was muscle memory, or it was like innate that she knew exactly which one to give him and how much to give him, and that had they just kept a cool head or called an ambulance or something,
He could have lived.
he would still be alive. And so the reality is that Harlan did die of suicide because he was going to survive, but he ended up slicing his own throat to try to cover her butt. But her butt didn't need covering because she never did anything wrong.
No. And I think that's why I'm like, it's sad because in the end, she's still lost this friend, this person that she spent so much time with. And also, like, Benoit was also very sweet to her, too. And just, like, him telling, like, you knew this because you're a good nurse. Like, you're a good person. I just got emotional. And I'm like, she is a good person, and she deserves all the nice things.
I know.
And she will. She will get them all.
Exactly, because we know that Nana spots Ransom, and then she says, "Oh, you're back again." And then it's like, so he was already there before, and he's back again. So it's like, you know, you were there. You got caught.
You're not just there. You're back, and now you're back again.
Mm-hmm.
So he's there like a total of 3 times. He got caught by Nana trying to swap things back out afterwards.
Right. So it's crazy. At that point, we discover that it was Ransom that hired Benoit, and that because he got spotted by Fran, she tried to blackmail him, and that's why she was put in that tough spot. And then he used that same evidence to blackmail Marta, and that's why he burned down the building in the first place. So it was him who burned down the building to blackmail her to make her seem guilty. And that whole shit was like wild. It like kept turning and turning and turning. And then because Marta didn't play Ransom's game, like, she ended up saving Fran's life, you know? And she gets a call saying that Fran's alive and she'll be just fine. And it's so crazy because then he's like, he just confesses. He gets arrested. He just confesses like a fucking idiot. And it's so stupid because it turns out she was lying. She like pukes on his face. Blech. Like, it was so it was so wild. How did you feel at that moment that you found out she was lying?
Were you turned on?
I'm walking away from this conversation.
You never came back. I was like, what now? Because here's the thing. It's like, I feel like all these twists and turns. I'm like, what more could happen? So I was just along for the ride, TBH. And I'm like, good for her. She's just such a competent person. Because she lied and Fran's actually dead, right? And so that causes a Ransom. I keep trying to say Ransom too. Ransom to confess. And I'm like, you get him. I feel like we're all vouching for Marta and the fact that she got to have hers on her an account. And her agency.
know.
I'm like, fuck yeah. The clue that Mickey Mouse said was going to be important later. Benoit says, like, oh, I knew, like, you had something to do with this to Martha the whole time because I saw blood on your shoes. But, like, I knew you were a good person, so I knew you were going to leave me in the correct spot. Which I'm like, I loved his character. He was great. And I want to say I made an exclamation, but then y'all were real quiet, so I'm like, oh, wait, maybe something else is going to happen. But there's this scene, because in the end, she keeps everything, and there's the ending scene of, like, the whole white family just looking up at her, and she's on top of this balcony, and the house is hers, everything's hers. She's just looking at them, sipping her fucking tea or coffee or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, yes, bitch, get him! Because in the end, she's on top.
Yeah, and the scene with the mug that says "My House" and you can see it clearly. Mm-hmm. That also was like something that I don't know if it was an accident, but I do remember like at first because I read a couple things about this movie, obviously. But,
Nerd facts.
Ryan was like, it happened, and he's like, I like that. Let's keep that as the ending, and I think that's a fantastic ending.
Yeah, I was like,
It was right.
Absolutely.
Just to backpedal a tiny bit, I was so happy to see that what's her name, Linda found her last note from her dad, and they had like this secret language or secret way of communicating, and it was basically just invisible ink, just like, very apropos for him being a mystery writer. And she's all about to light a cigarette, but she gets this one last note, and she finds out that her husband is cheating on her, and then she looks at him like he's about to die.
And that's the movie. Marta wins. Not by playing the game, but being a good person.
Exactly.
Man, just be good at your job, because like Ransom also hired someone that was too good at their job. Because
Benoit.
Benoit.
Oh, yeah.
He hired him to basically get Marta, but he found out that he was being like
He got himself.
it was like a red herring, and so it was like he
Got
got
him.
himself.
Did you know? I think, unless this is wrong now, that there's a Knives Out 2.
There is.
There is
There's going to be.
Yep, there's going to be one.
a
It's gonna
different,
come out on Netflix.
different
Apparently.
family or continuation of the story.
It's gonna be a different family because there's a whole bunch of people that were casted that are so fantastic, and I'm
taste.
so excited for this movie. So
I know nothing, so Sky.
you don't know any?
No,
you know
take it
anything?
away. Take it away.
Let me look it up because I know two for sure.
Kate Hudson, apparently, because I was just not
Kate
Googling.
Hudson, Janelle Monáe,
Oh,
Oh,
Love
cool. Very cool. And I think
And-
Dave Bautista.
Wow.
and Catherine Hahn, who we love.
Who is that?
She's in
WandaVision?
she's in WandaVision. You haven't
Nope.
watched that yet.
Oh,
Parks and Rec.
Yep, I know who exactly
who
who
I'm
you're
talking
talking about without spoilers. I already know what happens at the end of WandaVision, I guess.
I mean, I think everyone kind of does. I'm hoping, but,
I'm still gonna watch
So
it.
yeah, Dave Bautista, Kate Hudson,
But yeah, what's your thoughts
Edward
as they
Norton,
look this up?
nice.
Leslie Odom Jr.
yes, from Hamilton.
And those are the only people I know. And Daniel Craig obviously is coming back because he's. I think
he's the
I don't.
main
You
character.
said
That's
obviously,
the
but
whole
I didn't
reason why.
know.
well, because I don't know how it'd be connected to
The
this
only
one.
way it would be
Right.
connected is Benoit.
If Benoit wasn't there, why the fuck are we doing it again?
It'd be a different murder mystery, I suppose. But I'm glad that he's going to be the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah, but yeah.
All
I'm
right.
very much looking
Having
forward to
done the blow by blow, what are your immediate reactions, Q?
Well, if you wanted to know what I thought was going to happen, because I didn't know that it was going to
Oh
be.
yeah,
Chris
I want to
Evans,
know that.
my working theory was that I keep calling them by actors' names, but I really shouldn't. That Harlan had killed himself, but not by I thought he had switched it himself, and just killed himself to fuck them all over and let her get the money. So he did that out of because he was talking about what he's leaving behind and all that, and it's like, well, if I'm going to leave something behind, it's going to be all for you. And so he switched it out himself. And in the end, it was Chris
Diabolical.
Evans. Yeah.
Honestly, that's actually a really good thought process.
Yeah, that's
because
not
people do
terrible.
that. That's suicide. That's the thing that people do before they commit. I think is they give a lot of gifts or they make their amends before they decide to
Yeah, because it felt to me
And
because he was doing all that stuff the night before, and it's he is planning to do something here. So I had thought he had switched it and was planning to say, fuck you to everybody. Martha's the only real one here. So she's getting everything and I'm gone because I feel like I'm not afraid of death anymore. So I'm ready for it.
I mean, that would make sense if not for the fact that, like, he, like, covered up her, like, involvement in it, the whole situation.
Right. And I think at the end of your life, you really realize who's there for you, not just, throughout all of the years, but he was coming up on his 85th birthday. He had celebrated his 85th birthday. That's like a really big milestone. And, for people to just come by for your birthday, that's like one thing, but to have somebody with you all the time, at one point, she was just supposed to be a nurse, but he hired her on and kept her around because he valued her as a person. So that's why he did that. And shame on his family for wanting more.
Mm-hmm. And if you want whether or not I think this movie was worthwhile, absolutely. It was a wild ride. It was 2 hours long and I didn't even really feel like that. I was like glued. As Sky said, my hands were at my like face the whole time. I'm just like, I was glued to it. And I think it's also one of these like these new era of like old tropes. Like we have this new era of like horror films with like a very important social message, like a very overt one with like race and all that. And I feel like this murder mystery has the overt tones of like xenophobia and like microaggressions and like being the child of immigrants and then like saying fuck you to the wealth that, people here think they claim when honestly they don't. And there's like this sort of like, I feel like what I've seen in articles is like this quote unquote like new like woke genre of like horror or like thriller stuff. Though I don't like the word woke, but like that's what I've seen been used, and it's like really cool. It's like a really cool twist, modern twist on a murder mystery.
It's very now,
yes,
and I think that's what makes it even more like scary or like like interesting because you're like, wow, I feel like that just happened. Like that's so recent, especially with especially the cousins. How they were like, you alt-right Nazi, and it's like you liberal snowflake, and it's just like, how many times have you heard that recently?
Or just all the things of them not knowing what country her family was from, and them arguing about keeping people at the border, like children at the border in cages, like, and them arguing about that. Like it just felt like such like a current old trope of or old like genre of a murder mystery, and I really liked it. And I almost want to relate this to like this trend that came with Get Out of like this sort of like really current sort of genres. You know what I mean? Like twist on genres. So I loved it.
I haven't seen it, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah. So I thought it was awesome. I am so glad we watched this for the podcast. It was a delight. Everyone was bringing their A game. I have mad respect for Daniel Craig in a way not that he didn't have before. But
no,
like,
I think
it was
it's
great.
just because he's so different in this role.
Yeah.
He's like literally the icon of like, he was the next Bond, right? That was a big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a feel good. It was a feel good murder mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hot cast.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
baby.
I would agree.
Baby.
Sweater daddy.
Something
Oh my
I was
God.
thinking about the whole time watching this. I really like Michael Shannon.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
so weird.
He's so
I love
weird.
him.
I don't.
What else was he in?
He's. I don't
He's-
know
he's
about
usually
loving
the
him,
villain.
but he is such a weirdo.
No, like outside, like I think he's a pretty chill person. Like from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I think he's a really chill person, and I just like that because he can play such a terrible person.
He's good in
but in real
everything.
life, he's like la 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 la.
So yeah, awesome, solid fucking cast. Like, I can't say I was paying much attention to the soundtrack in this.
Me
I
either.
liked the score to this. It was very like
Unlike
It's very background.
Murder-
Pride
murder-
and Prejudice, unlike Pride and Prejudice, I heard this soundtrack and I liked the music because it really helped
set the
make the
tone.
movie. Remember when I was like, scary violins, scary violins?
You were saying scary violence. I suppose, yeah, it does kind of set a tone. It's very background for me. It doesn't play quite as like strong of a forefront for like.
It's not like a
certain movies.
theme.
I think the beginning shot with the music was very like I don't know, it carried
An
through
opening,
the whole
yeah.
movie. So I I don't know. I liked it.
As for costume design, the sweater, that's all I'll say. Move on.
Move forward.
and
Sweater
Linda's
carries
suits.
this entire movie, but so do those cashmere coats at the end.
TTT.
You know, and just in general, everything. LeBlanc in a suit. And then Marta's dress up like her like costume is very
Everything
like,
that
apropos.
Linda was wearing for sure.
Oh, Linda's great. Also,
Linda's
Ransom's
suit.
actually all of Ransom's
Power
like,
suits.
all of Ransom's costume was really good.
And the setting was great too. I think the house. I think one detective, Elliot, I think his name was like this guy basically lives on a clue board, and I was like, oh yeah, it kind of does have that like clue feel to it, and I
Absolutely.
really enjoy that. So the house was amazing, and the whole like grounds too. It was just really beautiful.
I love
It was
that
just
lovely.
missing, like, a
secret.
hedge maze
I
to
love that
complete the whole
secret
thing.
window
Yeah,
that they had. Like when you go up the trellis and like go through that fucking secret window, like they're like, where does that even lead to? And it's like, you're right. Who would ever suspect? It was amazing. I'm like, I love secret passageways, and if I have a house that I can create from the ground up, I would love to have secret passages because I love that fucking shit.
I do want to go ahead and go into our memorable quotes, and can I please give you mine? I want to start. This quote was already said, but this was legitimately my well, I had a couple, but this is my top quote, which was, "I am not eating one iota of shit," by Michael Shannon. Thank you very much.
What are your? Go ahead. Go with the other ones.
Oh, when they were talking about the little Nazi teenager saying that he was joylessly masturbating to pictures of dead deer.
Man, all of the
Joylessly.
family interaction.
It's the joylessly for me.
Yeah.
The addition of joylessly.
Um,
Is it joylessly or joyously?
joylessly.
Oh,
No, it's
was
joylessly.
it joylessly?
I wrote it down immediately.
That is.
Man.
So good.
I had one for the beginning of the movie, but I can't remember what it is now. But I know that I was like, he said it because he said the name of the movie. And I
Oh.
love that.
Oh, vultures at
I-
the feast, knives out.
I always love that. No, he's like, the family is truly desperate. And when people get desperate, the knives come out. Or whatever. I don't know. Maybe
That's
that's
tea.
like... I think they said it in a different way, but he definitely said knives out. So you might be right. But yeah, I love that. I was like, oh, they said it. I love it.
I wrote down 3. One of them I just read when they're investigating the where the window is in the secret passageway. When he sees Nan and he's like, "Sweet beans," made me laugh.
Yeah, it was so good.
And then the other one is when I think Richard's getting interviewed and he's like, "Walt doesn't run shit." The fucking transition to that is so funny.
I do like the fact that when Harlan and Marta are playing Go, she says, "I'm not playing to beat you. I'm trying to create something beautiful," and that's just her goal and how she beats him, and that's how that just works out for her. And then an iota of shit and any of the interactions with the family members. It's just it's an absolute treat.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching them just like talk to each
That
other.
whole
sometimes.
scene where they're fighting, it's so good.
Did you already say the part about the cookie?
Yeah.
I think you did.
Oh, we definitely.
Yeah. What does he say?
It's like,
Do you want another cookie, Hugh?
Yeah.
Maybe he left you a glass of milk in his will.
Asshole. So good.
So
funny.
horribly sarcastic.
Yeah.
Great film.
As shitty as Walt is, he's kind of fucking
He's
funny.
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 It's the delivery. It's all in the
Man,
fucking
delivery is everything.
It's so funny.
do they
And
deliver?
transitions, because like a lot of those were transitions that made me laugh. Like the sweet beans, because it's like he says it and then it just shows Great Nana standing in the window. It's just
It's so
funny.
funny. This movie's so funny. I know, like, I cannot iterate enough how fucking funny this movie was. We were all like LOLing. I recommend it. It's fun. It's a fun time.
In like
It's
murder
deep.
mysteries, between like the spectrum of like what's serious and what's just comedic, Clue is super comedic,
Mm-hmm.
and then Murder on the Orient Express is super like
Super
dramatic and
serious.
tragic, and then this one is like just right there in the
Definitely.
middle,
between.
and just like
Sweet spot.
it's sad. It's very sad by the end, but it is it's very
It's really funny. It's got it all.
Yeah, And I think a lot of people were like anticipating this movie because of Rian Johnson doing The Last Jedi. So this was like his, branch off from doing such a big franchise. And I think he did a fantastic job because it's becoming its own franchise now.
I
And
know.
I'm looking forward to the second one.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. That is a really good note to end on.
10 out of 10 sweaters.
10 out of 10,
10 out of 10
sweaters.
sweaters.
And we'll just leave it at that because we're not going to go on another sweater tangent.
Nope.
So that concludes this episode of Sit Down, Loser. We're watching a movie. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, losers.